to another enriching session of Parenting Summit 2024. Today, we are delighted to have with us Dr. Raghuveer, the visionary principal of Podar International School, Aurangabad, Maharashtra. With a distinguished career in education and leadership, Dr. Raghuveer has been instrumental in shaping young minds and nurturing a culture of responsibility and initiative among students. Our topic for today is fostering leadership qualities, encouraging responsibilities and initiatives. Adolescence is a crucial time for developing essential leadership traits such as accountability, self motivation, and the courage to take the initiative. In this session, Dr. Raghuveer will share valuable insights on how parents and school are collaborating, empowering teams to become confident and responsible leaders. Over to you, sir. Welcome to Parenting Summit.
Thank you.
Great, sir. So, sir, first of all, would like to know a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Raghuveer, working as the principal of Podar International School ICSE campus in Aurangabad, Maharashtra,
Right,
in
sir.
the past 5 years. Of course, this is a new platform called ICSE curriculum. Earlier to that, I have also worked in the Cambridge curriculum and the CBSE curriculums.
Okay.
From the past 29 years, it has been a very passionate profession for me, like my father, to be an educator, to be an administrator, to be a researcher, a teacher trainer. And as the roles increase, the enrichment of our self-knowledge and satisfaction also will increase. So that's the thought process with which I am moving forward.
Right.
Especially when anything related to children is taken up in different domains, the experience, whatever I had, should be translated to the platforms like the summit, what you are conducting.
Right, sir.
So if you can lead me through relevant questions onto different domains, I would share my experiences with some examples that would benefit the listeners, I suppose.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. So, sir, to start with, in your opinion, what are the key leadership qualities that teens should develop, and why are they important for their futures?
In fact, leaders are not born. Leaders are made because of challenges and situations which are around. And the ambience and surrounding people shall constantly understand and motivate the youth for this purpose, is what I feel. If you happen to observe IAS officers, IPS officers, and whomever has gone to the top of their ranking in their profession, they're all basically taking difficulty as a raw material.
Right.
Whomever has got a very cakewalk kind of a life, especially in the critical age of middle school, high school, children should face the ground reality of difficulties, I feel. And that becomes the stepping stones for them to develop leadership skills gradually.
Okay.
Only when a child is made to be in the shoe of others, in the scenario where a challenge is made to be met,
right,
only then the child will realize how difficult it is for every task to get completed.
Right.
So my frank view on the opinion on the children to become leaders in the prospective days is, you throw yourself to the challenges of life, face them in reality. Difficulties that you face, constraints that you come across will really become the stepping stones for you to become leaders and go beyond the expectations of the surroundings.
Right, right. So as you rightly said, leaders are not born but made, right? And that process should start as early as possible.
Very much, very much.
Do you think there is an age or a time when you have to start, or it's like, from the first opportunity, one should be given.
It is life is unorderly. There's no order for life.
Okay,
It's absolutely chaotic. And gray is a constant color, not the black or the white.
right, sir. That's an
So when a
important
child
point.
is, yeah, when a child is at the young age, if some imprint happens in the mind because of the varied kind of scenarios that we pose across, naturally the child will grasp it very quick and tries to become the leader. For
Okay.
instance, child psychologists opine that till the age of 8 years maximum of 8 years, whatever we expose them to in the form of showcasing of life and the domains of life, they grasp it very, very fast, like a sponge.
Mhm.
So arbitrarily to tell, maybe till 8 years of age, maximum number of exposures for ground reality challenges should be given to children to mold them to be leaders later.
Right.
Further, when they grow up to become graduates or postgraduates, the value system will try to add more and more things to them, more skill to them. Their experiences will become their own qualification later
Mhm.
to strengthen their leadership, is what I feel.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there is nothing called a fixed age.
Right.
The critical age to start with would be within 6 years, and it goes for lifetime.
Right.
And their experience itself will become their qualification, additional qualification for them to become better leaders.
Correct. Correct. That's rightly said. So, sir, what are some of the indicators that that a teen has the potential to be a leader? Is there something like that or it's like every child has the potential and one need to identify. Like, for example, if how a parent can or a educator can identify and nurture that trait.
First of all, in the class or beyond the class, either the parent or the teacher should have something called lighthouse parenting, a very modern name, of course.
Okay. Okay. That's a new term.
It should be a perfect balance between set rules of home, set rules of the school, as well as freedom of thought for the child.
Okay.
The opportunities to be grabbed by the self. Self-propelling attitude shall come to children when new exposures are given to them. So all of us, teachers, principal, parents, siblings, friends, entire community of people around the child should make the child to face some problems, some challenges, some failures. In fact, failures teach them more values, more understanding than the success.
Rightly said.
Pricing or downsizing others and getting a prize for some achievement gives only one value. Whereas you experiment, you innovate, you dwell into something new. Let us see how it goes. Observe, understand and learn from it. Such are the things that should surround the child, both from the parents' community and the teachers' community.
Correct. So it's also important for kids to face challenges, learn from it. Every time they don't have to win, but they have to take learnings from each and every effort or a new activity which they engage into. Right, sir? Very right. So, sir, at what stage should parents or educators start encouraging leadership quality? I mean, there will be some who would display, ongoing, but there'll be some where, we as a parent or a educator need to identify and start, encouraging them. And what are the best ways to introduce these concepts to teenagers, taking leadership, be a leader in certain situations, right, sir?
See, the simplest example begins to be a class monitor. A child shall become a class monitor. Probably a refined state of posting could be English inspector. One who is not speaking in English in the class will be an English inspector. Get to see
Okay.
how many of them are speaking, how many of them are not.
Mm-hmm.
Probably we conduct a course called Campus Connect.
Okay.
Senior students will come and teach the junior students at least for 2 weeks in a term. So rather than understanding the conceptual ideas from their teachers, when the senior students come and teach, the junior students will understand it better. We have Podar Forum, where we give a topic, and like the Oracle of Delphi, there will be a discussion on for and against a topic.
Okay.
For example, bullet train, is it required between Ahmedabad and Mumbai or not?
Okay.
Equal points the children will get. One group will say, yeah, it is required. And another group will say, no, it's just a waste of money. So what I'm trying to say is maybe a class monitor, maybe taking part in forums like what I said, Podar forums. It can be like the experimentation chance to be given to children in indulging something like face-to-face as an interview to get conducted. More and more options for the stage courage to get developed by the child. Not only performing as an individual, but to perform in a group, perform in front of his competitors, making decisions at the right time without preparations, extempore answering of questions by the child to be encouraged both at the home front and the school. These are some of the examples which can deviate the child towards the leadership rather than simply a follower and remaining to be a follower of instructions given by somebody else. He or she will start developing this attitude of generating an idea and airing out the views. So that boldness and confidence for the self-propelling shall come when we give opportunities like this in the school, within the class hours, beyond class hours, and so on.
Right. Sir, so is it safe to say that, instead of waiting for or just identifying, students who are good at something, we should give opportunity to everyone to try and see.
Very much, definitely.
So unless they get the opportunity, get the platform where, they can showcase, they themselves will not be able to identify their qualities. Right.
Basically, what I believe is any school is a big banner. It's a big platform for showcasing a wide variety of activities available as a miniature society. School is a miniature society.
Right, sir.
All the elements of society are reflected in the school. And the more and more bigger the banner is, the showcasing of efforts that is taken care, the more and more opportunistic the child will become. And by default, the child will fit into some domain of interest of a challenge that he or she likes and dive deep into it to go for the deeper layers of understanding and then give results. So that's what it is.
Great. Sir, you've already touched upon, but in detail, if you can, briefly tell me, like, what initiatives or programs does Podar International School have in place to identify and nurture leaders, potential among students?
Sir, in our school, we have something called theme-based assorted assemblies.
Okay.
I'm consciously using the word assorted assembly because age-appropriate theme is given to each section of the class.
Okay.
Normally, a school runs for a maximum of 40 weeks in a year. We have around 25 sections of children. So 25 assemblies will happen for a duration of 50 minutes.
Okay.
Once in a week, a lengthy assembly. A theme is given, very strong theme is given for children to prepare a backdrop, enact, sing, dance, speech, and convince the audience about the theme. For example, I understand is a theme. So they practically do an experiment in the assembly, and leadership is fine tested to every boy, every girl in that section of a class to come forward and depict the value.
Okay.
So suppose if air has to get heated up, so hot air will go up.
Right.
So heating effect on the air will lift the air up is demonstrated in an assembly.
Okay.
So a lot of script writing is required in it. Anchoring is required in it. You have a depiction of it through a song also. You have a backdrop preparation for it. So everything is initiated by children. It's only been facilitated by the teacher.
Okay.
This is one example I'm taking to encourage and nourish leadership qualities in the class en masse. The non-participants will definitely tempt to get the participation in the next assembly, at least if they are backing out from the first rung.
Right.
In the subsequent days, when the other assemblies get conducted, they feel definitely I also should plunge into such an activity and do it. So
Correct.
activities in front of an audience, a big gathering, will initiate the temptation for anybody who is very inert and innocent to show up leadership qualities.
Right. Right.
So one example I told you in the school what we are doing.
Right. So how do schools balance academic priorities with opportunities for students to take on leadership roles and responsibilities? Yeah. At times it becomes very difficult.
Yeah, you're right, very much right. Especially ICSE curriculum is a little broader, lengthier, and in-depth application-oriented concepts need to be taught. What we have done is we have a Venn diagram. We have a Venn diagram which very clearly depicts the percentage of time allocation for academics versus research versus sports, cultural activities, leadership activities. It can be inter-house competitions. It can be national level, state level championships, stuff like that. So our school runs between morning 8 and 2 in the afternoon. So we have hobby coaches also. Extra coaching is given beyond the school hours or before the school hours to encourage children to take up one sports of their choice or one hobby of their choice, and they can take a coaching beyond the school hours.
Okay.
So the regular timetable for the subject-wise classes shall happen between 8 and 2. Before 8 o'clock and after 2 o'clock also we have options open for their hobbies to get encouraged, for them to take it forward for more and more professionalism, I would say. We have a football team, we have a volleyball team, we have the basketball team representing the school at the state level. It could be achieved only because of the encouragement to start with and time given. Apart from the normal timetable for the subjective studies, hobby activities also should have to be encouraged to it. So
Right.
basically a lot of planning goes on before the conspectus of the school gets rolled on.
Right.
In the conspectus, we completely bifurcate month-wise activities of the school to get rolled on. And according to this conspectus, which is like a promissory note given to the parents in the beginning of the year, as per that year plan, we will distribute time for academics, for sports, for cultural activities, for social gatherings, for fun-filled activities, challenges for leadership, and so on and so forth.
Great, great. Sir, now if we just talk about, how parents can support in this journey of, teenagers. So if you can give some of, some everyday practical, tips for parents is they can adopt to encourage responsibilities and initiatives in their teenagers. what they can do at home to start with.
Okay. I do a session called Art of Parenting to our school parents. In this Art of Parenting, class-wise, say class 1 to 4, say class 5 to 8, then 9th and 10th. Separately, we have slots for parents to come and listen to the tips for Art of Parenting.
Okay.
One example I'll tell you, like what I used to take in that session for middle school and high school. Homemade food is not so liked by the children. A number of reasons may be there. They want something different. They want to copycat their friends' wish. Maybe in their friends group, they want to enjoy and relish food than the normal roti and chawal of the mama made dishes at home and so on.
Right.
For example, a child will ask, Mummy, I'll not eat this roti and chawal today. I'm bored. I want pizza. If a parent snubs the ambition of the child, irrespective of the age, maybe a high school age or maybe middle school, whatever, the child will feel that they are not encouraging my ambition. They are not encouraging, rather they are not permitting me to have my choice of food. So it goes as a wrong impression from the parent to the child. Rather, you as a parent should explain with all patience in the dining table, Beta, please understand, you give me a patient hearing for 5 minutes, try to understand why we are telling to avoid pizza. You can have pizza, but you have to avoid pizza for the frequent times what you intend to have.
Okay.
So if you understand the reason for it, you would definitely volunteer to come and tell me that you want healthy food, not some junk food like pizza. Pizza is made out of maida. You take a maida powder, atta, it is so sticky, it is so very gel-like structure. Imagine this maida atta getting into your stomach through your food pipe and gets into intestine. The same sticky nature will cover up all the pores in the digestive canal through which the food gets absorbed into your blood. So you are basically blocking the path of the duct, digestive duct, by taking a wrong food item which is made out of maida. Second thing,
So, sir, actually, pizza could be one example, but what I understand is like having an open conversation.
Very much.
Helps.
Yeah.
Around
I'm trying
any
to
and
say through this
every topic.
example,
Right, sir.
Through this example, how a parent can convince and make the child understand what is the instruction given and what is the appeal done by them towards avoiding something unhealthy to children.
Right.
So on the top of it, to have an easy digestion of pizza, as an example, what we are continuing, the child will ask thumbs up also, or can be Coca-Cola or any soft drink.
Any soft drink.
The pH of soft drink like Coca-Cola is 4.5 to 5. That's why in all WhatsApp groups, we can see this kind of soft drinks being utilized for toilet cleaning. Stains can get removed. Lot of dirt can go on with this acid treatment, rather like acid wash. You use this soft drink, it washes away stains and the germ building areas from the sink, maybe toilet, maybe bathroom and stuff like that. The pH value of stomach is 5.5. The pH value of soft drink is 4.5. So more concentrated acid you are pouring on the top of pizza what you have eaten. So like an acid wash, acid treatment into the stomach is happening. Right. So this kind of an explanation should be given by a father or mother for what exactly happens when you eat such a stuff and pour acid onto it. In continuation, very interesting story is, Beta, I've just told you to encourage you in understanding the facts, but still I encourage your ambition to get fulfilled. I am for you. I love you. please go take money, go have pizza. But after a month, you should get back to me and say, what is the frequency with which you should have? You would continue the same frequency of weekly once, or you make it 15 days once, or you want to make it monthly once? I leave it to you. First, understand the danger, disadvantage that happens to you. Being a science student, being an intelligent boy of my family, if you can volunteer to say a good habit versus this kind of a bad habit habitualizing to you, every day, every 2 days once, every week, I want to have pizza. That kind of a craving for pizza will naturally come down by children when they understand the disadvantage at length from their own parent.
So understanding is one, and to add to that, you have given responsibility, given, made him in charge.
Yes, very much.
In charge of taking decision. That gives a lot of confidence for kids or teenagers.
It's like
They
empowering them.
understand that they are in control.
Yeah. You empower them, give them that freedom, empower them, but at the same time, warrant them to be assertive. Be assertive about what is good and what is bad about. Know about it.
Right.
You can do some bad things, but the frequency should come down naturally. You should volunteer to cut down this habit gradually. So that shelf time should be given for the child to understand and implement, not snub at the very first dialogue.
Okay.
So this is one example I told you for.
Very nice. Sir, how can parents support their teens in overcoming challenges or setbacks while taking on leadership role? As we all know, there are, fallbacks, there are setbacks, which is equally important for, teens to understand and learn from it. But how can parents support?
One example again, if a budget of a month to be maintained by a father with so and so money, say some money for it, if the entire accounts is to be handled by the child only for 1 month.
Okay.
Automatically the child will understand if you throw money at wrong places in the wrong direction, you cannot complete a month only.
Right.
If a fixed budget is given to the child, you become the shareholder of the entire company of a month's transaction. The child will practically get to know what to spend or what not to spend.
Right.
So financial discipline will come automatically to the child when you make him responsible or her responsible, own the responsibility. That's the first step for the child to encourage and develop that skill of leadership to get maintained.
Right. So, sir, if I just sum it, the entire session, one takeaway which I personally would have is like, give responsibilities, let them experiment, let them make mistakes, but give them that opportunity, which will definitely bring out the leadership qualities in them. Am I right, sir?
Very much, definitely.
Very good, sir. It's been a lovely discussing. We're just short of some time. Otherwise, would love to continue this discussion. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely fine. My pleasure.
Yeah, enlightening perspective on fostering leadership qualities in teens. Your experience has highlighted the importance of encouraging responsibilities, which we were discussing, right? The initiative, self-belief, it can only shape, once we give them opportunities, right? And now to all parents listening, remember that leadership is not about title, or about the quality we instill in our teen. It's confidence, accountability, and the ability to inspire others. By providing a supporting and empowering environment, both at home and school, we can help our teen discover the true potential. Great, sir.
Very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for joining. It was a pleasure. Right, sir.
My pleasure talking to you.
Looking forward to connecting with you soon again.
And by all means. Thank you very much. See you there.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I think